Hey everybody, welcome to Matt's Metal Show. Wow, today was an interesting morning. I'm just like chilling on the porch, hanging out with my dog. It's about fucking 90 degrees outside. And chilling out there, looking at some YouTube, and then all of a sudden I'm like, there's a new fucking Ozzy video. And I'm like, what? What the fuck? I mean, we just got Megadeth yesterday, which I've listened to like a bunch of times, and it's fucking cool. I was looking over the Megadeth album, and they actually have the song fucking listing. You can look it up. It's fucking. Boom, boom, boom. The sick, the dying, and the dead. I looked it up. The track listing, The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead is the title track, opening song. Then it goes into Life in Hell. Then it goes into a song called Night Stalkers. And it features Ice-T. Ice-T. Yeah. Apparently it's about like fucking Army Rangers or some shit like this. And it's funny because Dave Mustaine, there's like an interview, if you look it up on Wikipedia, it's kind of funny where it says like Ice-T was like an Army Ranger. But if you look up Ice-T, it doesn't say he was an Army Ranger. In fact, it said he only served 2 years in the military before finding a loophole that he could get out early, honorably, because he was a single parent. So, yeah. Rock stars believe in their own bullshit. So, anyways, yeah, Ice-T. Yeah, okay. Last time I heard Ice-T on a metal album beside Body Count, which was cool, was that fucking Black Sabbath album, right? Fucking, what was that Black Sabbath album called? It was fucking terrible. I could picture it. Fucking, I can even almost picture the fucking title of the fucking song. It was Corruption of Power, right? Or something like that, right? Ice-T guesting on a fucking metal album. We all know Ice-T loves metal. He was in Body Count. I saw him open for Guns N' Roses and Metallica in 92. I don't have anything against Ice-T. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. When I see it listed, you know, the album doesn't come out until September 2nd. So when I see it listed, like, oh, dude, Ice-T's on that fucking song. Yeah. The Illusion of Power, right? From the 1995 album Forbidden by Black Sabbath, which is by most standards is considered like the absolute fucking worst Black Sabbath album ever. I think it's neck and neck with fucking Technical Ecstasy, but what are you gonna do? What else they got on there? Dogs of Chernobyl, Sacrifice, Junkie, Psychopathy. Psychopathy. Okay. That's like a little blurb song, right? Yeah, it's like a minute 20. Killing Time. Yeah. Probably not the Sweet Savage song, but Killing Time, right? Soldier On, Mission to Mars, and We'll Be Back. And that was the opening single, which is, I guess, the last song in the album. Interesting. There's also two digital bonus tracks. One of them is Police Truck by the Dead Kennedys. Okay. And the other one is This Planet's on Fire, Burn in Hell. And it's a Sammy Hagar tune. And Sammy Hagar actually sings on the fucking song. So, well, we'll find out on September 2nd, right? I don't know. I doubt they're going to drop another fucking single before then, but they might. It's 2 months from now. I don't know what they're doing. But, yeah. I listened to that song like a bunch of times. So this morning I wake up and I'm out there chilling on the patio because I hang out with the dog because he's very needy because, you know, he's part German Shepherd and German Shepherds are very fucking needy. And, man, fuck, man. I quit fucking smoking even though God hates a quitter. But I still go and chill out there. And I was perusing my phone and fucking this fucking Ozzy video comes out. So I watched it and it was weird. It's called Patient Number 9. I had no fucking idea. I guess Ozzy mentioned this at the beginning of the week. So today's Friday, so I didn't really catch that because I wasn't really sitting around waiting for Ozzy to enlighten me. So I gave it a listen and I watched the video a couple times and then I came inside and I downloaded the song. The album drops on September 9th. So we get Megadeth on the September 2nd and then we get Ozzy on September 9th. So we got 2 albums. Yeah. I looked it up. It's got the cover. I guess the album's called Patient Number 9. Listen to the song. It's pretty cool. The video is Todd McFarlane from fucking Spawn. He fucking directed the video. So there's a bunch of... It looks like Metalocalypse meets like fucking Rob Zombie. Remember that Rob Zombie part in the fucking Beavis and Butthead movie with all the demons and shit? There's kind of a part in the video where Jeff Beck plays the solo. Good old Jeff Beck on here. Jeff Beck and Ozzy, right? Woo, good way to start your morning. Fuck. There's these animated demons, and I guess Ozzy actually drew these. Because, you know, have you ever watched the Osbournes back in the day? Ozzy's always sitting there coloring and drawing. It's what he does. So I guess these demons during the Jeff Beck solo are actually demons that Ozzy drew and then they animated them. So that's kind of cool. And they're like, I was reading some article where they're like, oh, Ozzy is reunited with Todd McFarlane. And you're like, reunited? What? Because he like did a couple of figures of him and suddenly like they're like bros? I guess. So Todd McFarlane, you know, I read some little snippet that he said where he's like, you know, when you get somebody like, oh, it's like, shut the fuck up. I hate Todd McFarlane. He's a fucking douchebag. He's just one of those. He's an artist, you know. He came out with fucking Venom, fucking Carnage back in the day when he used to work for Marvel. And then he broke off and he created Image Comics and created Spawn. And which never ever went anywhere. I remember just reading Spawn and it was like, where is this going? He's a cool artist, but then he started coming out with toys, you know, and Spawn toys and kind of reshaped the whole landscape of collectible toys. And then he got into the NFL stuff and that kind of stuff. There's a couple of Ozzy ones that he did. I have them both. You gotta blow off the dust, but This is the this is funny too because this is the Spawn Ozzy figure. It's totally covered in dust because I never get up on that shelf. And this is Super Glare, of course, because that's the only way we could do it. Super Glare. Ozzy's buffer than he's ever been in his fucking life. It's like, yeah, dude. McFarlane, like, dude, you're tripping. um, and the other one is there's a Bark of the Moon figure that he did, and I have it over there on the wall. So I'll put a picture of it because I don't really feel like climbing up there and pulling it down. Plus, it's probably covered in dust too. So that's one thing fun about having toys all over your house and your room is like, wow, what a fun time it is to dust them. Anyways, McFarlane did a couple of Ozzy toys, and now decades later, because fuck, I don't even know when did this come out? Oh, no one can tell because it's fucking so. Look at the fucking print on that. It's fucking like, yeah, I can read that. I can't remember. This was years ago. Probably 99, maybe. I don't know if it's 20 years old, but I'll look it up. I'll put it right there. Anyways. But anyway, so they did this video. There's a lot of like 666. So it's patient number 9, and then the 9 flips over and it turns into a 6, and then it says 666 and all this fucking weird satanic shit. And you're like, what the fuck? You know? Suddenly Ozzy is Satan, being all super satanic. Like, yeah, cool, man. Songs sound cool. I read people gushing. It's funny. Every time I always look at the comments to see what people are saying because it's fun. I put comments on there. Some people have this childlike wonder for everything new from these like, legacy performers. Ozzy comes out with a song and there's always people that are like, oh, dude, Ozzy's in his 70s and he's still just rocking out as hard as he's ever rocked before. And you're like, obviously you haven't been a fan since you were like 10 years old like I have, or 11. I think it was 11. 11 years old. Obviously you haven't been an Ozzy fan since you were 11 years old. Because if you think like the music that he's putting out now is like Blizzard of Oz or Dire of a Madman or even the Sabbath stuff, you're delusional. It's cool. Not knocking it. It was a fun song. I've listened to it now like 6 times, and I've only had it for like a little over an hour. It's like a 7-minute song, man. What is it? Do. We'll fucking find it here. It doesn't have Ice-T on it though, unfortunately, or Sammy Hagar, but yeah, 7 minutes and 21 seconds. So I started to look at it because there's not a lot of information on the album yet because it hasn't dropped. But I looked up, some articles to see like who the fuck is on this. Now I know I talked about it before. So Jeff Beck's on this song. He plays the solo on this song, and it's pretty cool. It's fucking Jeff Beck, Tony Iommi plays on 2 songs. Eric Clapton plays on one of the songs. Mike McCready from I like. It's funny because it's all Mike McCready, and then in parentheses it says Pearl Jam because they have to explain who the fuck that guy is. It's funny. There's 2 guys on the list of credits that they had to say where they came from. The other one is Chris Chaney, the bass player from Jane's Addiction. They had to put that Jane's Addiction. I'm sure there's people out there that know who the fuck Chris Chaney is. I'm sure there's people out there huge Pearl Jam fans that know who Mike McCready is. I'm not. So I was like, oh, did he play in Pearl Jam? Oh, cool. Now, the rumor was that Zach was on this entire album and that he was, Ozzy had asked him to be on it because it needed his touch, it needed his heaviness. But he only plays on 4 songs, and that's Zach Wild. So, doesn't really say who plays guitar on all of them. Now, I heard that it wasn't Andrew Watt, that he's just producing this. Andrew Watt played guitar on the last album, Ordinary Man. And, yeah, not a huge fan of him. But it doesn't say, so I don't know the fucking info on that. I will tell you that Chad Smith from the Chili Peppers played drums on most of this album, but there is some Taylor Hawkins on this album. They didn't say what song or anything, so I'm sure there'll be a little bit more detail like coming out when the album drops. Obviously, they'll have some liner notes. Bass player Rob Trujillo from Metallica. Rob played with Ozzy for a lot of years. They're buddies. He played a lot on this. Dub McKagan from Guns N' Roses played a bunch on this, and then of course Chris Chaney from from Jane's Addiction played as well. So I don't know the exact songs. I do have a song listing, and it does tell you which guitar player is featured, and I thought it was a little weird that the 4 songs that they said featured Zach Wild. So there's 13 songs on this album, and Zach plays on 4 of them. One of the articles I was reading, they're like, oh, Zach plays on the majority of the album. And you're like, I don't know who taught you fucking math, but there's 13 songs and he played on 4 of the songs. Do the fucking math. Yeah. Played on 1/3 of this album, right? Yeah, a little over, or a little less than 1/3 of this album is Zach Wild. So anyways, yeah. So Tony Iommi from Sabbath, him and Ozzy are hooking back up. I'm sure Tony's just doing the fucking solo on those songs. I don't think he wrote anything. It looked like it said that it was Ozzy, Andrew Watt, Rob Trujillo, and I think Chad Smith, and then there was some other dude that I don't know who the fuck he was. That kind of wrote the bulk of this album. So the song's a trip. It starts out weird with Ozzy, like it's supposed to be a song about him being in a mental institution. So he's like crying for help and he wants to go home, and he said, "Mommy, mommy." According to Ozzy, he wrote it about Sharon. I don't know what that means. Does that mean like Sharon was in a mental institution? She probably should be. Or living with Sharon's like living in a mental institution? I don't know. So, fuck, new Ozzy. Yeah. It was cool. I fucking listened to it like a bunch of times. Yeah. Boom, boom. Here's the other. It's totally glaring. Here's the other Ozzy thing that fucking McFarlane did. Yeah. Pretty cool. The fucking Bark at the Moon cover. Yeah. That's pretty cool, right? I looked it up the other day, and it's actually worth a fuck ton of money, so. Or at least way more than I paid for it, like years and years ago. But anyways, we got new Megadeth coming out on September 2nd, and we got new Ozzy coming out on September 9th, a week apart. So I'll keep you guys informed, and everybody stay metal. I love you all, right?